good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever it may be. Welcome in to Week 8, Round 8 of the 2026A NASA Rallycross Contenders season. We are closing the championship out in Sonoma at the Sonoma Raceway in California. And this circuit, super phenomenal to drive. Also immensely technical, despite how simple the track layout looks. 5 corners. It blends the undulating dirt-covered carousel with the drag strip and the NASCAR chute of the road course. And the start is called the bowling alley, specifically because there's walls lining both sides. More often than not, it ends in contact. And Mr. Brian Sawyer, we're looking at Kevin Garcia, potentially looking really good to lock up the Contenders title tonight. How are you, and what are you thinking?
Hi, Josh. I'm getting a phone call. I don't know if you can hear that.
Welcome to live production.
I'm really excited about it. I guess I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Well, in NASA Rallycross, after open practice, we head to single car 3-lap qualifying.
What? No, I'm calling points. A race right now.
Brian's completely live right now.
No, I did not. I'm going to the Hallmark store later.
Hopefully you can hear me.
No, I want a specific kind.
Field for our... I can't do... It'll set the field for our... Thank you, Brian. It'll set the field for our heat races. If you win your heat, you're straight to the feature with 2 bonus points. That'll set the rest of the drivers in the semifinals, also 5 laps. The top half will transfer, top 3 earn some points, and that'll set the stage for our 10-lap feature race and unique to NASA Sim Racing. 2 jokers taken all evening as we conclude the 2026A NASA Rallycross Contenders season live tonight on ASN TV. And with Brian Sawyer now present and not on a phone call, we're here in Sonoma. Well, maybe Ryan's not here. I don't know what's happening.
I'm here. Who wants to go to the Hallmark store with me?
Well, apparently everyone who's hanging out with us. Take us through points and programming before we kick it to qualifying.
Sure. Give me one moment here. We're going to try and figure out why we have no car audio. But before we do that, yeah, sure. We'll go into the... Oh, we have nothing, Josh. Good game.
Oh, no.
There we go. No, we have points. Kevin Garcia, 201 points. Matthew Grove, 177. Kevin Bolin, 154. Darren Canfield, Garth McDade, Clinton Funk, Joe Pascucci, Matt Kingsbury, Travis Seymour, and Josh Mertz are our top 10. We can go over the team points. KLR Pink Fury, top of that table, 323. To Control Z Racing's 230. Slaypex Racing, Blue Thunder, JC Academy, Rally Smart, Dirt Esport, and Mertz Racing Technologies are your top 8. Over in the manufacturers, Subaru, Ford, Volkswagen, 230, 202, 133.
That's what? Does Volkswagen really have 133 points in Contenders? Who is
Joe
Rally
showed up
Smart?
Every week.
Did they change team names and not tell me? Who's Rally Smart? I don't know who that is.
I think Rally Smart's one of the TWRS. I think it's Joe. I think it's Pascucci.
I see.
They had too many people on the team and they were mixing cars. So I think he said, screw it, I'm making a different team name.
All right. Well, we've got that. Let's take a look at upcoming programming on ASN.
You're going to read this.
You want me to do... Where? What are you doing for me?
I need you to read that.
Got it. All right. So we're here tonight for the NASA Rallycross Challenge. Our next cast will be the SimCar Porsche Cup at Okayama. You'll join myself and Alex Larson and Ray Kingsbury for that one at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And with the NASA Rallycross Challenge done and dusted, it's a whole lot of SimCar and a whole lot of Sunday night lights. Lights on Sunday, SimCar on Thursday. Hopefully we got some stuff in the pipeline on a couple of other days. Keep an eye on ASN TV USA across all socials for all of that information. But for Sunday Night Lights, I think I'm going to be back in the box commentating after I don't know how I ended up on the podium yesterday, but Lights has been super fun. When are you getting in the car, Brian? Are you going to get in the car eventually?
Maybe eventually. I've been playing Arma on my off weeks, so...
That's fair. As 9 cars here tonight, we're taking a look at Matt Kingsbury in the 21. off last week, along with Travis Seymour off last week, I do believe. But the Contenders split, gaining cars. World Championship split, gaining cars as well. And we are going to head to qualifying. Let's see. Fastest in practice was Matt Kingsbury at a 41.0. Brandon Lambert, the inaugural world champion, at a 41.485. Kevin Garcia, fourth at a 41.671. First car on track in qualifying. Clinton Funk in the 122. Had a conversation with him yesterday. What day is it? Monday? So Saturday, had a conversation with him, and he said, I don't know what it is, but I am clicking with the Ford Fiesta. It's the man from West Virginia. Clicking well with this car, shorter wheelbase. I'm biased for 2 seconds. It's my favorite, and that's coming from a Subaru fan in the real world. But down to turn one, way off the road, rear tires on the grass, and this lap's going to be irrelevant for the 122. And Garth McDade is the next car on track in the 111, the latest first-time winner in the NASA Rallycross Challenge. If we could take a look at Mr. McDade up the carousel and into the right-hand corner of turn number 3. Don't go too far onto that grass. It will be a track limits penalty. Into the short chute, Joker's on driver's right in the final corner for McDade. Over the jump and across the start-finish line to end the first lap for McDade. It was a 41.570. Kingsbury right behind him, 41.3. He's gone P1. Kevin Bolland, 42.8. Brandon Lambert, the inaugural NASA Rallycross World Champion, crosses the line. It is a 41.0 for the man from Alabama, Matty Grove. 41.6 for the former series champion. And Clinton's first lap does not count. Darren Canfield, next car to set a lap time. And that car that Lambert designed is a replica, minus the Red Bull logos, of course, of his World Championship winning livery. He sent me down the nostalgia memory lane when he posted that in the Discord. Beautiful livery for the 46.
I think that's a red gorilla, Josh.
What's better, the cat or the gorilla?
The gorilla by far.
Is it?
You can tell it's a gorilla. The cat, it looks like a kangaroo.
It's not a kangaroo. Matt Kingsbury fastest, 41.009. Lambert, 41.3. Matty Grove, 41.6. Clinton Funk's first lap that counts, 42.4. And Canfield will round the final corner and head over the jump in the 0.23. Let's see what he will do. For Kieran Lifflander Racing, 41.878. Garth McDade, 42.1. Was his second lap. His third lap for the winner from last week in Spain. What will he set? 41.8. Kevin Garcia. We can call him champion-elect depending on his result. We ran some numbers. We don't want to clinch it in qualifying or seeding, but Brian, it's looking really good for the man from New Mexico. He begins his qualifying run.
I mean, I'll spoil it.
Yeah. It's looking really, really good despite all the numbers that we ran some simulations in our spreadsheet, and I think 9.9 times out of 10, Kevin Garcia wins the championship tonight. But it's NASA Rallycross. Anything can happen. Final corner. Over the jump. And what will he run in the 505? New livery for him. 41.1 for the 505. Put him to third. Travis Seymour in the 144 finishes his second lap, begins his third lap, 41.6. Bolland's run is done. 42.0 was his last lap as the field begins to finish up their runs. Let's see. Let's ride on board the champion-elect Garcia and enjoy a lap here in Sonoma.
Oh, into the wall. That lap is not going to count.
And that was his third lap. So 40.698 for Garcia. Goes P1 to the top of the board. And I don't think it'll matter. Looking through the field, everybody else done with their qualifying run. So Kevin Garcia ending the season with another seeding round win. And if we take a look, that'll be 6 out of 8. He only missed it at Brands Hatch when Matt Kingsbury won. And Matty Grove got it done in Knock Hill. Matt Kingsbury, Brandon Lambert, Canfield, Grove, McDade, Seymour, Bolland, Funk, and Carter Gosh erroneously joined the session. We act like he's not there. We will see the kid from Minnesota later on in the World Championship.
He's just saying hi.
He DM'd me on Discord, said, I didn't mean to join the session. I was trying to spectate. I said, that's okay. We all make mistakes, including Brian not muting his microphone and saying to the world, asking if he wants to go to the Hallmark store. Not a sponsor. If you like what you see and hear so far on ASN, be sure to like and subscribe. ASN TV USA for any and all information. ASNTVUSA.com. And if you'd like to race, NASASimRacing.com. Cross car, stage rally, Rallycross, GT3, Porsche Cup. Bring us an idea. It doesn't matter. It's the people's community. We have something for everyone in 2026. Brian, did you have something before I cut you off?
No, just if you haven't been to the Hallmark store yet, dear viewers, and you need to go this weekend or before this weekend, you might want to go to the Hallmark store. We can take a group trip.
Brian, the Hallmark store in my town closed like 4 years ago.
Oh, well.
What am I supposed to do?
You can go to Joann's Fabrics and we can get some scissors and some paper.
That's impressive because Joann Fabrics also closed. Do you know they filed for bankruptcy, Brian?
There's not much going on. Not much going on in Gary.
Oh, I'm glad you can't see my camera, Brian Sawyer. Why do you exist? Oh, I can hear you twice, and that is too many times for me. But I think we're okay. Inside Baseball, I hope timing's working for you guys as you're watching us. I have no timing. It's all broken. I arrived home 15 minutes ago. We tried to set up a new microphone. That didn't work. Welcome to live production. We might have more storms rolling in, so hopefully my house doesn't blow away again. How are you, Brian? What are we thinking? Garcia up by 4
tenths. I don't know why you don't have timing. Oh, wait. Let's figure out why you don't have timing.
I sent you a screenshot.
I see what you sent me.
Yes. Apparently nobody checked out the Hallmark store in my hometown because it closed. And nobody checked out Joann Fabrics across the country because they also closed. And it got so bad. This is the Josh soapbox with 10 seconds left in qualifying. It got so bad in a past life when I worked for a giant Big Blue retailer that my boss said you have to park at Michael's to make them look busy. And that just stuck. And that was 10 years ago. But I digress. We get set for heat number 1. And Clinton Funk and iRacing chat says 50-50 chance that my house gets blown away.
Timing's working on my end, Josh. So this is
timing is working on your
issue.
end? Okay. Well, I'll have to fix it. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. Heat number 1. Clinton Funk, Travis Seymour, Matt Grove, Brandon Lambert, and Kevin Garcia. And your puppy dogs want to commentate for me. 5 cars, 5 laps, and 2 jokers. The winner transfers out of this heat race. The rest are sent to the semifinal. And whoever wins this heat race is on pole position, where Clinton Funk is sitting. If you think a cast is bad of us roasting each other, you should hear us when we're playing games. It gets worse. That's ASN After Dark. We get set for Heat 1 in California. Lambert jumps the start. Former world champion misses the start. Well, he doesn't miss it, but he's going to have a jump. Green flag. Seymour better jump than Funk. Down to turn 1. Clinton really tries to get the car to rotate. Travis Seymour leads. Second is Funk. Third is Lambert. Funk locks up. Exiting the final corner to begin the first lap, Matty Grove and Kevin Garcia in the back of the field. Imperative to get this line correct and do not push out super far wide into the dirt, but these guys haven't had this fresh track for a couple of minutes. Clinton Funk on the outside. Here comes Kevin Garcia trying to make a move on Lambert in the 46 with Grove out back. In the 472, side by side, is the champion-elect with the inaugural world champion side by side. Now is Lambert with Funk up the hill to turn 3, makes the move. No, he doesn't. Contact. He saves it in the 46. Moving to second. Funk all over the rear wing. Matty Grove's got some damage. Kevin Garcia off the road as well. Apologies that I missed that. Garcia turned in, slammed the wall into Grove, in the 472. Seymour, Lambert, Funk, Grove, and Garcia are running order in this first heat race. I don't know what's happening, Brian. It's all broken. Side by side, Garcia and Grove dueling for the 4th position. If we could pick these guys up, clip the curb, both into the wall, and the champion-elect is out of heat number 1. That is a huge development in Sonoma. Oh, and timing works if I use Safari but not Brave. Walk me through that one, how that makes sense. Side by side, Garcia clipped the grass, and off he went. Let's get a reset. Lambert took the lead. I think it was on a Joker rotation, but he's got that black flag from the jump start. So Lambert's trying and hoping that he can get a massive lead, that it'll counteract this penalty. Seymour second, third Funk, 4th Matty Grove, still rolling after being ping-ponged all over this track. Seymour Jokers, 2 laps to go for Lambert on the road with the inaugural world champion up front. 41.3 was his fastest lap. 40.7 was Seymour's fastest lap. That was with a Joker. Clinton Funk 40.7. Grove 41.6. Such a tricky circuit like we talked about in the open to get right. You dip a wheel off into the grass, it's over, like we saw it with Kevin Garcia. And Brandon Lambert has no Jokers left. He took his Jokers on the first 2 laps. Seymour follows him. We take the white flag. Seymour's strategy is done. Lambert locks it up, pushing it wide. We're going to see multiple lines, Brian, if you're there, unless you're trying to fix some stuff. Multiple lines in the World Championship split later on, up the carousel. I know Kieran Lifflander, Evan McFarland, they might be ripping the outside, basically, on the grass in that first corner. Down the bowling alley for the final time on the road. No, Lambert got a slowdown, so add insult to injury for the man from Alabama. Travis Seymour takes the lead back. In his 3rd race back, Travis Seymour on pole position in Sonoma. Straight to the feature and 2 bonus points. Lambert, Grove, Funk, and Garcia to the semifinal. Hey, I fixed it! Our grid for Heat 2. Balland, McDade, Canfield, and Matt Kingsbury. I fixed the timing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are all here and all good. These guys fighting for that middle grid spot on the front row. Heat 2 in Sonoma for Contenders. Green flag off the line. The KLR cars on the front row. Better start for Balland. McDade into his teammate Canfield, into Matt Kingsbury in the 21. Kingsbury tries right through Canfield in the 023. Move him to second. Over the jump. 4 Subarus. Massive amounts of damage on that front bumper of the 21. Curious to see if that will affect turn-in, affect downforce of this car. Way out wide. Off the road in the 21. He's experimenting, trying to find that perfect line through the carousel. As Balland leads, Kingsbury, McDade, and Canfield is back going. He was turned around for quite a long time in the 023. And who will joker on the first availability of it? Not from the top 2, not from the top 3. We'll see if Canfield jokers. At the end of the first lap, Kevin Bolin leads. Down the front straightaway, into the carousel. Such a tricky corner. You feel like you're going so slow if you're aiming for that grass on the right side on driver's right up the carousel. That is so important to hit, whether it's the grass or whether it's the sliver of asphalt. And if you go a pinch too wide, a pinch too shallow, a pinch too wide, whatever direction, your lap's ruined. And it's especially tricky if you cut too shallow. You will get a slowdown penalty. Off the road goes McDade. 111, and those slowdowns will kill you in race conditions. Ball end jokers. Kingsbury stays out, so does McDade, so does Canfield. 39.890 for ball end. 41.7, 41.8. Kingsbury and McDade. McDade into the carousel, running the inside. Close, but not close enough on that little bit of asphalt with the paint. And joker rotations. Let's take a look. Kingsbury has not taken any, nor has McDade. McDade goes off the road again in the 111, extending track limits, but he was all crossed up on corner entry. Kingsbury jokers to match ball end, 2 to go, and the Briton has a healthy lead over the man from Connecticut. Former race winner, Matt Kingsbury, in the NASA Rallycross World Championship, twice a Grand Prix winner. 2020A Wild West, 2022A Brands Hatch, so he knows how to get it done at the top levels, making his return after a couple years away. Great to see him, the whole Dirt Esport crew back. With our friends at SimCar coming back into the fold. Jokering is ball end to take the white flag. Kingsbury will have to respond. McDade takes his joker as well. His strategy is complete. Canfield as well. The only car left is Kingsbury in the 21, hoping for a mistake, but he rips the curb very well in the 21. Fastest lap, 41.6 for the former race winner. A little bit too far wide in the carousel. Hunting down ball end. 2.5 seconds is the gap, but it's about a 2-second delta. Let's see how this will transpire. Kingsbury has that joker left, but I think he's too far away. Final corner for Kevin Bolland. Over the jump. Kingsbury jokers, nowhere close. Bolland wins heat number 2. Into the semifinal, Matt Kingsbury, Garth McDade, and Darren Canfield. Reminds me of casts of old, Mr. Sawyer. I yap to the monitor, and you are doing your own thing with all the graphics.
I'm here.
I figured you'd like the break.
My wife just got home, so.
Oh, did she go to the Hallmark store? Semi-final time, 7 cars. Grove, Kingsbury, Funk, McDade, Lambert, Canfield, and the big story, champion-elect Kevin Garcia in the semifinal, and the top 4 transfer out of this round. But there's no inverts. With his crash in the heat race, he's in the back. Semi-final time for the final time this season in Contenders. Green flag. Off the line. Grove, massive start. Great jump for the 472. Funk and Kingsbury side by side. And Funk takes the spot. Locks it up into the former champion. Here comes Kingsbury. Here comes Lambert. Here comes McDade. Exit stage left goes Clinton Funk. Put him to the back in the 122. Down to turn number 1. Funk all over McDade all over the rear wing of Lambert. On the outside is Garcia. Lambert gets turned. Another KLR car involved. What is happening in the semifinal? Lambert around in the first corner. Garcia has to make this work. He's in a transfer spot for the moment in the 505. Battling for the lead, Grove and Kingsbury. I'm not sure what happened there, Brian, but everyone fought for the same amount of real estate and it all ended up in tears. Kingsbury passes Grove, put him to the lead. Over the jump. Kingsbury leads. Grove second. McDade, Canfield, Lambert, and Funk off the road. I don't want to say this, but I'm fairly confident that this race might be ran after half of the lap. Ryan, do you have a replay of that start? Well, there's one of them. I'll keep an eye on live pictures. So this is the start. That was after Funk nearly bowled into Grove. Then he locks up, hits Grove, runs wide. Kingsbury sneaks in. Lambert sneaks in. Blocked by the jump. Side by side over the jump is McDade and Lambert. And then down the front straightaway. I'm not sure what happened. Can we pull a helicopter cam? Just to take a better look as to what happened. And Garth car right just hooked Lambert through the middle. Is that Kevin Garcia just driving through?
That it is.
The inaugural world champion? And around Lambert goes.
Is that part of his name, Josh?
It's a descriptor, right? It's all about telling a story, Mr. Sawyer. It's been a long day. Words are hard. They're very few and far between. Speaking of the Red Bull livery, Mr. Larson, keep an eye on the World Feed intro for the World Championship. I can tell you, you will recognize where that livery is from. 2 to go. And Kevin Garcia has found his way to second. The reigning NASA Rallycross Futures champion. Looking good for the Contenders split. All he has to do is finish ahead of Matt Grove. Joker rotation? Let's see.
Yeah. Matt Grove hasn't taken any yet. He's only 1.8 back.
Kingsbury took both of his. Over the jump goes the 21 all crossed up. He saves it. Here's Grove. In the Joker, former series champion. Takes the second spot. McDade closing in on Garcia. So the strategy's done for McDade. Garcia's got one left. So does Grove. Kingsbury's done with both of his. Canfield's done. Lambert is done. And Funk is off the road with that incident on the first lap. On the white flag here in Sonoma, these guys dueling away. They will have to follow each other into the Joker. You get some bonus points for these top 3 spots. McDade holds a transfer spot. Matt Kingsbury will come out of the final corner and take the checkered flag, winning the semifinal. Matty Grove comes home second. Third is Garcia. The fourth and final transfer will be Garth McDade. As best of the rest, Canfield, Lambert, and Clinton Funk. As our grid is set for the final Contenders race of the season, we're going to step aside for just a couple moments. And on the other side, we go racing in Sonoma.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two in turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clog at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up Benny to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. Grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Ronnie's going to hold his spot. NASA Rallycross Contenders on ASN TV is brought to you by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap, no matter the track, car, or series. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you to Andrew Cardinale IV for camera support all season, and also by Alex Abetti, producer of the official NASA Sim Racing theme music. If you like what you see tonight on ASN TV, be sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube or whatever social media it might be. ASN TV USA, except for Twitter. You got to put the underscores in there. If you'd like your content broadcasted by us, ASNTVUSA.com. And if you would like to race with us, whether it's Rallycross, Stage Rally, Cross Car, or GT3 or Porsche Cup with our friends at SimCar, all the info is at NASASimRacing.com. Nearly 750 members over the last 14 years. We have something for everyone in 2026. As we welcome you back to the Sonoma Raceway in Sonoma, California for the 8th and final round of the 2026A NASA Rallycross Contenders season with former Lights World Champion and NASA Hall of Famer Brian Sawyer next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz on ASN TV, and it is looking very good for Kevin Garcia to become the 21st champion of NASA Rallycross Contenders, and KLR Pink Fury, the 22nd team in the history of the championship to win that one. Subaru 14th Manufacturers Championship. As we have a couple of seconds before we head to the future, don't go anywhere when the checkered flag drops. We have the World Championship race coming up immediately after this. Brian, quick prediction. Who are we thinking?
Lambert.
Joke's on you. Lambert didn't transfer.
Then we'll go Kingsbury.
Love it.
I've been here.
I know.
I've been here.
You've been doing your thing. I've been yapping. I've been doing that. We get set for the Contenders race in Sonoma. And our grid looks like this. Travis Seymour, Kevin Boland, Matt Kingsbury, Matt Grove, Kevin Garcia, and Garth McDade. Kevin Garcia trying to go back-to-back, in theory, in championships with Futures and Contenders back-to-back across splits. Impressive to do. Thanks for joining us all season for Contenders. More of a laid-back vibe for these shows. We get set to go green at Sonoma. Green flag in California. Seymour completely misses the start. Ballin to lead us down to the first corner. Teammates side by side, Kingsbury and Seymour. Grove and Garcia side by side for 4th and 5th, and McDade out back in 6th. Deep on the brakes is Garcia. Grove looks to the inside. Side by side of the championship rivals. And that will remain so. Exiting the jump, down to the front straightaway. McDade nearly into the start gantry. Look 3 wide. Inside Garcia goes. On Seymour. Backs out of it. Kingsbury gets the grip that he needs, but it hits him a little bit later than expected. Pushes him wide. Loses the spot. Garcia and Seymour side by side, and they touch, and Garcia saves it. Kingsbury, car length behind ball end in the 49 to the 21. Back out through the bowling alley on the first lap. I think Matt got to slow down. He lets Garcia go. Will he let Seymour go? I don't think so. Garcia jokers. Travis Seymour, what was that on a joker entry? We talked about that at the end of the first lap. Kevin Garcia leads. Ball in second. McDade, Seymour, Kingsbury, and Grove. Through the dirt. Garcia way shallow in that corner. I'd be interested to see if he receives a slowdown from that one, because he was all four off, I believe, on the grass. Ball into McDade, Seymour. I'm not sure what was going on with Seymour's joker, but he went all the way driver's left, which we talked about in the driver's meeting. Don't cross 5 lanes of traffic to do something like that. And ball in jokers in the 49. McDade in the 111. Garcia locks it up, Kingsbury locks it up in the 21. Grove in 6th. Side by side of the teammates on joker exit. It's Seymour and Kingsbury. And we put Seymour for the moment in 4th. Kingsbury takes the spot. Slides wide. Grove nearly runs into the back of the 144. Off the road he goes. Up front, Ballin, McDade, and Garcia. These guys dueling away. Ballin trying to score a victory. McDade won last week. Garcia, we know about his record this season. And when will we see the second bit of jokers? Feel free to pipe in, Mr. Sawyer, whenever you choose. But Garcia exits the joker. And that's his strategy done for the champion-elect. Ballin's got one left. McDade is done. This might be Ballin versus Garcia, but Garcia's going to have to run like hell if he wants to maintain this gap.
What's Joker strategy looking like, Josh? Boland hasn't taken his second one, so he's well within range there. Kingsbury needs his second one. He might be able to get on the podium here and get past McDade. Grove hasn't taken any, and he might get one spot. He'll probably get behind Seymour. I don't think he'll get Kingsbury also.
White flag for Kevin Garcia on the road ahead of Kevin Ballin. Ballin's going to take the joker on the last lap. Garth McDade in 3rd, looking for that transfer spot. Matt Kingsbury might be able to steal it. Through the carousel, there have been 51 winners in the history of NASA Rallycross Contenders, and Kevin Ballin, can he maintain this gap and steal it from the champion-elect?
Well, Josh, we have 5 more laps to figure that out.
As I don't know how to do math, I'm confused. This is why I don't know. It's been a long day. No, not the white flag. Thanks, Kaplinger. I got food staring at me. I'm just going to be honest. Chloe brought food and I got distracted. Garth McDade in 3rd. So, Ballin jokers now. That strategy's done. So now, it's an even matchup. Strategy's done. What are we thinking? Car length between them. McDade, Kingsbury can close in as well.
I mean, Garcia's fastest lap is so far 3/10 faster. He's 4/10 behind. He should be able to make something happen, get the pass on track here.
Couple car lengths between them. And it's difficult to pass. We've talked about this no matter the track. The joker rotation really is the best opportunity to pass. I would say maybe turn 1 if he can get a better run over the jump. Otherwise, it's up when they enter the bowling alley are the 2 best spots. But you could force a move no matter what the corner is. Garcia deep on the brakes, gets the car to rotate, half a car length between them. Kingsbury has taken the transfer from McDade in the 111, has the 21. Grove and Seymour in the back of the field. Garcia looking to the inside. Door gets closed. Car length now between them as the track begins to grip up. We talk every week. Into the wall. No! Ever so close. The dirt begins to wear away, track will grip up, and the gap has been lengthened. Nearly.
Yeah, he lost everything he made up and then some. He was at 2/10 coming out of turn 1 last time around, now up to about a second.
And 0.8 between ball end and Garcia. He gave up half a second that last time around. Oh, he's over the curve.
That's going to be a slowdown.
That's going to be a massive slowdown for the 505. And it's so frustrating when something like that happens. Chloe's knocking stuff over as she brings me more things.
I had to go check the cameras to make sure you were still in a chair.
My house didn't explode. I didn't fall out of the chair. I promise. Let's go back to Travis Seymour and Matt Grove. They are dueling for the 5th position. Seymour closed the door on Matty Grove. 2 laps to go for Kevin Bolland. Grove Jokers. Welcome to ASN, everybody. We try our best to be professional, but then things fall apart. Welcome to live production. So Garcia's closing in. Last lap, though, he matched Bolland the last time around. He has a lap and a half to make something happen. We're coming to the white flag for real this time. I promise. White flag this time. 3 car lengths-ish between them, 0.6 of a second. Garcia locked up the left sides. Kingsbury closing in. McDade 4th, Grove 5th. Grove has 1 joker left, but I don't think he'll get anywhere close. White flag for real this time for Kevin Bolland in the 49. Champion-elect Kevin Garcia on the curb, on the asphalt, just what you need to do. Perfect run through turn 1. Pushes wide over the berm. Down the carousel, up to the bowling alley for the final time. Will we see a move in the final corner? Can Kevin Bolland be the 52nd winner in the history of the championship? Or will the champion-elect win the title in style? Car length between them, exiting the NASCAR chute. Down to the final corner. Top 3 transfer. Kingsbury's comfortable. The inside goes Garcia. Over the jump. Exiting the jump. It'll be the first time winner again for Kevin Bolland. 52nd winner. And Kevin Garcia is the 2026A NASA Rallycross Contenders champion with Matt Kingsbury on the podium. Garth McDade, Matty Grove, Travis Seymour, the remaining feature order, followed by Canfield, Lambert, and Funk for the remaining classification. And I pass it off to you, Mr. Sawyer.
Alrighty, let's see if we can get Kevin Bolland here in the chat. Maybe they'll tell him what's the correct Discord to join. I'll go ahead and try and get the points downloaded also. There we go. Give him a minute. I got nothing so far. Nothing from Kevin Bolland. We're going to go ahead, upload these points. All right. We got Kevin Garcia burning it down now. There we go. I think we got Bolland. Kevin Bolland, do I have you?
Yes, you do.
Yeehaw. Well, congratulations. Is this your first win with NASA? I believe it is.
It is.
How are you feeling after that? Was a good battle. Good job holding on. Had Kevin breathing down your neck for a good part of that race. How are you feeling?
Over the moon, to be honest. Like, I'm with the best Rallycross team, to be honest, and big thanks to Kevin for that, because for that whole race he was like just helping me around, just telling me, like, not telling me the gap to Kevin. He was basically just telling me in my ear constantly that there's nobody there, this is practice, keep going. And it helped, to be fair. And tonight didn't start off great, qualifying second to last. So due to not having any breaks in qualifying, but to come back and win and get my debut win in NASA is definitely what I needed.
Yeah, that's a huge turnaround, second to last, all the way to the front of the field. Yeah, it also really does help to have a teammate and a spotter just kind of keeping you calm throughout the race, telling you, hey, this is what you need to do. You're doing great, and maybe work on this or that while you're going around the track. But
yeah, 100%. That's literally what he was doing. Like, he was just giving me pointers of where to improve. Like, at the top of the hill was one. I was being a little bit more hesitant there, and he was like believing the car, and yeah, it all paid off at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I think with this win, you've definitely solidified your team's win for the Contenders as well. We'll get a confirmation on that after this interview. But congratulations on this evening. Is there anyone you'd like to thank before we get you out of here?
Everyone at Team KLR, Kieran Lifflander, my teammate this season, Garth McDade, wouldn't have been able to get the team's championship if it wasn't for him. Congratulations to him last week as well. He got his debut win, I believe, in NASA as well. Simcraft as well. So yeah, and everyone, all the sponsors that you and Josh for putting on a great broadcast as well. So.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much. We'll get you out of here since you have a supercar race to attend.
Yeah.
And have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you. You too. Take care.
Kevin Garcia, champion.
Oh, how's it going, man? That was
feeling?
I mean, bittersweet. I'm super pumped that able to take home the championship. I was hoping to have a little bit better second half of the season. We came in strong the first half, got 3 in a row, had a couple mistakes here and there, and then same as tonight. I mean, I just want to shout out Kevin Bolland. We've been back and forth. We've had our ups and downs, and definitely team rivalry between us. But he absolutely deserved the win tonight. We had a great season. Him, Matty Grove, all the guys out there, just you guys. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been a wild ride, but at the end of the Futures Championship, remember we went out and I said, let's go for the Contenders. That's next on the list. And back then I didn't think I had it, but the other guys, they thought otherwise, and we put in the practice, and here we are.
All right. Well, you've manifested 2 now, so now you got to say, come on, Supers, and take on Supers next season. Win that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely that's some big shoes to fill. I mean, also congrats to Evan, also able to carrying that, Kieran, all those guys out there. We got a lot of fast guys in supercars now. Carter, Dallas, Goddard, Lindy, so many of the guys, and especially now is, like I said, the TWRS KLR team rivalry continues.
All right. Well, I think you're definitely going to be up there with some of those other guys you just named. But in terms of tonight and the whole season, who would you like to thank for not only your second place tonight, but your season championship in total?
And everyone out there, everyone that's practiced, all the guys at TWRS, been such a huge help this season. Really pushed me to be my best. Trying to race against them, get faster, where I could improve. Again, also shout out Evan McFarlane. Even though he's moved on to Channel 199, we've been able to talk a lot and practice together. So a lot of those guys, also friends and family, everyone that's tuned in to watch. I just want to say a huge shout out to all of you guys. I know I've been taking a lot of time away from sim racing, but it's moments like these, taking home the trophy, that makes it worth it. So just big thanks to everyone and all the people out there at ASN.
Thank you. And awesome. Congratulations once again. We're going to get you out of here. You also have a supercars race to go to. So we're going to get you out and we're going to get set for that. So have a good evening and hopefully we see you up in the booth for the supercar race.
Awesome. We'll see you soon.
All right. Let's take a look at the points exiting this evening. Going over to the Drivers' Championship, Kevin Garcia, 233 points to Matthew Groves, 202. Kevin Boland, 182. Darren Canfield, 173, beating out Garth McDade by 1 point. Clinton Funk, Joe Pascucci, Matt Kingsbury, Travis Seymour, and Josh Mertz round out the top 10. Over at Teams Championship, KLR Pink Fury 374 points to Control Z Racing's 262. Slaypex 227, KLR Blue Thunder 191, JC Academy 177, Dirt Esport 146, Rally Smart 133, and Mertz Racing Technologies with 27. Manufacturers hasn't changed since race 1. Subaru, Ford, Volkswagen 262, 227. That was actually pretty close for a manufacturer's battle for one season. Volkswagen, highest points they've had in a long time, 133. All right, everybody. Contenders is done. That is it for Contenders. We will be back in about 5 minutes with the supercar race, so nobody go anywhere. We'll see you on the other side.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and
Side by
holds
side
it.
between these two in the terminal. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap. Clog is the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Ronnie's going to hold his spot.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and
Side
holds
by
it.
side between these two in the terminal. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like this one. After last week in Barcelona, it appears the wheels have fallen off the wagon regarding Kieran Lifflander's championship defense. The South Carolinian had issues in qualifying along with multiple crashes in the feature race, while Evan McFarland dominated, winning from the pole position. The Californian kid is going for a 5th world championship, attempting to tie NASA Hall of Famer Philip Kraus for 2nd in titles. The two kids have traded blows at this circuit the last few seasons. Will the trend continue? The Sonoma Grand Prix is next. Our venue this week is Sonoma Raceway, first race by NASA in 2018. It features 5 corners and blends the undulating dirt-covered carousel with the drag strip and NASCAR chute of the Sonoma road course layout. The start, appropriately named the bowling alley, is lined with walls on both sides and more often than not ends with contact. There are no jokers allowed on the initial start at Sonoma, adding to the chaos as the field approaches the jump as one raging conglomeration of race cars. In NASA Rallycross, after open practice, we head to single car 3-lap qualifying. The top 8 receive bonus points, and that'll set the grid for our 5-lap heat races. Win your heat, straight to the feature, 2 bonus points. The rest of the drivers sent to the semifinals, also 5 laps. Top half of that race will advance with the top 3 earning extra points, and that'll set the stage for our 10-lap feature race. Unique to NASA Sim Racing, 2 jokers, taken all evening. The 34th NASA Rallycross World Championship concludes tonight, live on ASN TV. With 2024B Lights World Champion Brian Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, as NASA and ASN TV are proud to welcome you to the 14th running of the Sonoma Grand Prix. The NASA Rallycross World Championship on ASN TV is brought to you by Whiplash Sim Cams, bringing you every angle, every lap, no matter the track, car, or series. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams, and thank you to Andrew Cardinale IV for camera support all season. Also, by Alex Abetti, producer of the official NASA Sim Racing theme music. Mr. Sawyer, it's the season finale. It's been a crazy season, and Evan looks set to tie another record, second all-time in championships with 5, tying Philip Kraus. So how are you, and what are we thinking for the final round of the championship?
Hey Josh, I'm thinking Evan's definitely done it. It'd be if it's even possible, it'd be a hard mountain for Kieran to climb.
As I think it's a 12-point gap between them. We'll take a look at the championship coming into this final race here in just a moment, along with the upcoming programming. But if we take a look at least at timing in practice, Evan McFarland 39.575 to a 39.760 for Lifflander, and they're half a second quicker than anybody else. That's Dallas DeBard at a 40.212. Getting set for 15 cars here tonight. And it's been so much fun all season. We had a lot of fun in the Contenders show a couple of moments ago. Kevin Garcia, the latest champion in NASA Sim Racing with that Contenders championship. And Brian, are you all good to take us through points as we enter Sonoma?
Absolutely. Entering this evening, Evan McFarland 201 points to Kieran Lifflander's 189. Carter Gosh, Matthew Lindy, and Josh Darnell round out the top 5. Zach Goddard, Dallas DeBard, Jamison Lakenby, Jonathan Harris, and Daryl Young are our top 10. Over in teams points, TWRS 339 points to KLR Black Phantoms 331. I think that's going to be the battle to watch tonight, Josh. 8 points separate these two teams. Channel 199, 228, Control Z, and Aqua Storm are your top 5. Blue Thunder, Team Dog Racing, Slaypex, JC Simsport, and Pink Fury, the top 10. In the manufacturers, Subaru, Ford, VW significantly less here than they did have in Contenders, 229, 138, and 6.
So, according, and this, we're going to do this live, as we always do. So, we launched the new software for the points, Mr. Sawyer. So, what I'm looking at is KLR ahead of TWR by 6. This is incorrect. What you read is correct?
Yes, what I read is correct.
So that switches things up. I entered this race thinking that KLR would potentially be able to win the Constructors' Championship. And it's completely different now.
What you have has not a single penalty put in it from this season.
That makes sense. Look at you, making things easier. So that flips the script. That means that TWR can clinch their 7th Constructors' Championship. They would go to second all-time on that list as well. So there are numerous things hanging in the balance. Before we head to qualifying, let's take a look at some upcoming programming on ASN. As we obviously... Oh, you got it.
I'm here.
All right, you got it.
This Thursday, we got the SimCar Porsche Cup, round 3. Okay, I'm on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Alex Larson, Josh Mertz, and Ray Kingsbury. Sunday Night Lights this Sunday, week 2. Alex Larson, Josh Mertz. We're going to Hell Short. That's going to be fun. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then pretty much alternating SimCar and Lights back and forth for the next few weeks until we figure out when we're going to run Cross Car, Josh.
We got some things in the works that might change up more than just NASA. We'll have to see as that goes. ASNTVUSA.com, NASASimRacing.com. Thanks for hanging out with us all season long, especially earlier today. I had mentioned that there are storms rolling in. Just to update everybody, my house hasn't blown away yet. What is happening in practice? This is Carter Gosh, Dallas DeBard, Daryl Young. 91, 888, and 25. I'm going to take one last look at our our practice results, and Evan is still up by 2/10. He is looking good to clinch that championship. We had the same scenario where Kevin Garcia, there was a chance for Matty Grove to steal it away. There is, depending on how the math goes, a chance for Kieran Lifflander, but it's looking very good for the 4-time champion. Immensely good for the 4-time champion. We'll just have to wait and see. Crazy things have happened as we get set to roll for qualifying. Let's see who the first car on track is. And it's Carter Gosh in the 91. The winner from a couple weeks ago in the Lights Championship in Winton. And he will begin his first lap in qualifying. Behind him, Jamison Leckenby, his teammate, Dallas DeBard in the 888. Passing the start-finish line, down to turn 1. We've talked about it all night long. It is so tricky to get this line right, but we're going to see some experimental lines from these guys in the World Championship, going way out wide, down to the inside, shooting over the carousel, and now back up the hill. One of the trickier corners, turn 3, blind corner. Easy to run into the wall, easy to go wide off of track limits. Carter Gosh avoids both of those things through the runoff in the penultimate corner for the NASCAR chute past the Joker. And at the end of the first lap, for the kid from Minnesota, he will set the benchmark in car number 91. 40.218 for him. Jamison Leckenby, 41.5. Dallas DeBard, 40.3. Kevin Garcia begins his first lap. So does Matt Kingsbury. Kieran Lifflander, 40.053. For the reigning champion, Zach Goddard begins his first lap. Josh Darnell, first lap doesn't count. Darrell Young, 40.9. And Evan McFarland in the 04 over the jump and crossing the line. Let's ride on board the 04 and enjoy a lap at Sonoma. I am shocked if that's not going to be a slowdown, but we know how perfect these kids have been driving through the bowling alley. Evan McFarland trying to sweep the seating grounds. He hit the wall, broke the car. That's the end of the first lap for him. He'll have to reset. We look at Kieran Lifflander in the 20. He sits in first right now at a 39.7. He's just improved again. And he gives it up. Let's head back to McFarland. He will begin his second lap in the 04. So easy to make a mistake, push a pinch too far. And now using the outside. If you can push it wide, like Brands Hatch, and use that grass on the outside and be quicker, more power to you. Dallas DeBard to second, Matt Kingsbury to 9th. And McFarland going for his 35th seeding round win, trying to sweep the season. It has never been done in 34 editions of the NASA Rallycross World Championship over 14 years, and McFarland trying that. Final corner. What will the kid from California at his home race do as he tries to clinch his 5th championship? Across the line, it is a 39.829. He is looking for half of a tenth of a second for this pole position. It's been such an interesting season with the up and down of both of these guys. McFarland has had incredible qualifying pace, ripped the right rear on the paint, on the asphalt, into the bowling alley once again. Down the
Josh, if he
straightaway.
gets it, that's 10 for 10, isn't it?
That'd be 8 for 8 if he gets it done.
Or 8 for 8, yeah. Well, counting's hard.
Final corner, over the jump. McFarland, once again, as we talked about, trying to go 8 for 8. It has never happened across the line for McFarland. 39.691! It happens! 8 for 8! It's 100%! But where's Kieran? Did I speak too soon? No, he's done! Unbelievably! A record has been set tonight by Evan McFarland. My beard is continuing to get grayer by the moment, Mr. Sawyer. That's incredible. The fastest driver in NASA Rallycross history. 35 seeding round wins. He's got one more to tie me at the beginning of 2026B, but 8 for 8. For context, it has never been done. Even when we had 10 races in a season, the most that we've seen, Luke Krause, Philip Krause, I did it once before as well. So many people have gotten that far, but never all of the qualifying rounds swept in a single season. And it is by 0.084 ahead of Kieran Lifflander, Dallas DeBard, Matthew Lindy, and Carter Gosh, the top 5 Kirtley, Garcia, Kingsbury, Leckenby, Young. Then it's Dubois, Ball End, Goddard, and Darnell, our 14th and last car in qualifying. The records fall every day, every time we're on track. Unofficially, Evan McFarlane has clinched. Brian Sawyer waved his head at me saying to stop lying. I am not lying. Stop waving your head back and forth and no. We've seen crazy things happen.
Mathematically impossible.
So what you're saying is, and of course we don't want this to happen, but what you're saying is, you don't know, Evan could in theory crash the entire field, get disqualified, and it could change everything, Brian. You can never say it's over until it's over.
If Evan didn't show up tonight, Evan would be awarded 27 points for his drop week, putting him at 228 points. Kieran Lifflander, if he had a perfect race with the 36-point race, would put him at 225.
So, unofficially, because your boy will never confirm it until the checkered flag falls, Evan McFarlane, 5-time world champion. Tied Philip Kraus for second all-time on the Grand Prix wins list last week, and the records continue to fall. Josh Darnell enjoying an empty track all by himself for the last minute and a half. I just want to reiterate as we watch Josh Darnell. We look at the top of this timing board, and I say it every week, I know, but for anyone that's new, welcome in. The amount of practice and track time that is needed to be this perfect at the same line over and over and over again. NASASimRacing.com if you'd like to join us. It is some of the most fun stuff you will ever watch, regardless if it's a simulation or the real world. So much fun to be doing this, going on 14 years in July. And Brian, what are we thinking for the race now that we've seen qualifying?
I don't know, Josh. The bowling alley is called a bowling alley for a reason, so I think it's pretty much whoever survives that is gonna have a shot this evening. But I don't know. We've seen in the back few weeks the way the schedule was kind of built was weeks 7, 8, or 5, 6, and 7 were some of the harder tracks, and we've seen a lot of people driving up the backside of a lot of other cars. And then we go back to Sonoma, which is it's an easier track. It's not too hard. You got to hit lines perfect to be quick here, but turn one, I don't know if we'll see the trend of driving up other people's backsides continue or not.
We had some chaos, but we didn't have a flip. The flip counter stays at 0. I suspect that flip counter will be going up. I envision it. Somebody is flipping here tonight. Our grid for the final first heat race of the season: Evan McFarlane, Matthew Lindy, newly minted Contenders champion Kevin Garcia, Daryl Young, and Zach Goddard. 5 cars, 5 laps, 2 jokers. Like we've talked about, the winner transfers 2 bonus points. Everybody else goes to the semifinal. And Evan McFarlane did not win every single opening heat race. He's been defeated twice. Brands Hatch and Knockhill. And I think both of those weeks, Brian, was when he had technical failures. What could have been? We get set for Heat 1 in Sonoma. Green flag off the line. Lindy better jump than the world champion down to the first corner. Side by side of the former teammates. Lindy leads. No, he doesn't. Crossed up. They're still side by side. Dueling to the first corner, well, second corner, to begin the first lap. McFarlane takes the spot. Lindy second. Garcia, Young, and Goddard slipstreaming down, half a car length between them, down to the first corner proper now on the first lap. Fighting for the asphalt. Garcia looking a little bit wider with this fresh track. The track will rubber in as the race goes. Garcia third, Daryl Young in fourth in the 25. And Lindy trying to close the gap on McFarlane, up the hill to the bowling alley. In anger, for the first time, McFarlane, car length and a half, maybe make it 2. Garcia, Young, Goddard, running order hasn't changed. Who will Joker? McFarlane does. And he's the only one that does. Brian, at the end of the first lap, Evan leads.
Yeah, if you can get away with it on the first lap and not have somebody hit you, take it that first lap, get that little extra breathing room, try and run a good lap and solidify your lead.
As Lindy looking good still in second. Garcia's trying to find that line, but he might have gotten a slowdown in the 505. He was pulled by the grip lane in the carousel, and that happened to him in the Contenders race, I do believe, earlier on. We saw that happen to more people than just him. McFarlane stays out. Lindy will respond. So the former Contenders champion, where will he come out in relation to McFarlane in the 0-4? Nowhere close. 3 laps to go. Fastest lap for McFarlane, 39.5. He begins to search for dirt on the outside of this track. Young, Garcia, Goddard. As Garcia got another slowdown, or at least got one for sure. This time he has to give up the spot to Goddard. It's so tricky. We talked about in the Contenders show. You go a centimeter too far, all 4 wheels onto that grass on the inside of the carousel, Brian, it'll eat you alive with a slowdown. I told you there was going to be a flip, and it's Kevin Garcia, the Contenders champion.
That was half a flip.
I don't think you could put in a 0.5 on the counter, though.
We don't count for halves.
McFarlane, Lindy, Young, and Goddard. Shout out Marcus Indrex Simmer, reigning World Rally Challenge champion, hanging out with us. Hope to see you soon, my friend. Back on track. And now, when will Lindy Joker to respond to McFarlane? We're coming to the white flag. He's got this, or he has to, on the white flag lap. Lindy does, but locks it up, pushes white, stays on the track, and holds the spot. White flag for McFarlane. Nowhere close is Lindy, Young, and Goddard. Through the carousel for the final time in heat number 1. McFarlane won't make it 8 out of 8 seeding round wins. 6 of 8. Still a good run. 80%. 75. Math is hard. Through the final corner, McFarlane has not been challenged. You did get 0.5 on the flip counter. Look at that. Over the jump. And Evan McFarlane, pole position in Sonoma to win this title in style. He wins Heat 1. Lindy, Young, Goddard, and Garcia to the semifinal. Heat number 2. Let's take a look and see who we have. Kieran Lifflander, Carter Gosh, Matt Kingsbury, Eric Dubois, and Josh Darnell. I always say to drivers that win their first championship, it is immensely difficult to defend. And Kieran didn't run the number 1 plate this season, but still, defending champion is a heavy plate to carry. We get set for Heat 2 in Sonoma. Green flag, off the line. Lifflander and Gosh beat the Dirty Sport car down to turn 1. Dubois and Darnell in the back. Darnell he does get hit by Dubois, just a pinch. And Garcia to 3rd. Lifflander and Gosh lead us as we begin the first lap. Kingsbury, Darnell, and Dubois in the back of the field. Down to the first corner proper now. Lifflander very over-rotated, I would say, but he misses the inside. Inside of Gosh goes Kingsbury. Here comes Darnell as well, battling for the 2nd spot. Down the hill, back up the hill. Battling for a better spot in the semifinal. Into the bowling alley. Half a car length between Kingsbury and Darnell. Now all over the rear wing. Will we see a Joker? Lifflander does. Darnell does, but he locks it up, slides wide, and saves the car. Lifflander leads at the end of the first lap.
Oh boy, these 2 cars coming right out in front of Gosh. They're slowing him down. He doesn't want that.
Rips the curb, rip the paint. What a run for the 91 through the carousel. That's exactly what you want, Brian.
Yeah, he's ripping the paint, but he's got Eric Dubois right in front of him, not up to the pace that you get when you rip that paint line that well, and he's having to back off, which is not what he's wanting to do.
And the worst part is, if he goes to Joker and Dubois Jokers, Carter does. Here comes Kingsbury nearly into Gosh. Kingsbury goes wide. Gosh side by side with Dubois. We take 3 laps to go in the heat race, and Carter Gosh trying to force his way. Looks like Dubois dropped the left rear onto the curb, and the kid from Minnesota takes the spot. Dubois trying to force his way on the inside, on the paint, side by side, dueling away, and Gosh forces Dubois onto the grass. What a move for the 91.
I'm surprised Dubois didn't get a track cut there.
As Lifflander out front in the 20.
I'm Josh Darnell. I'm getting out of here. I'm taking my second Joker right now.
You have to.
Get me off this ride.
Jokering is Darnell. Jokering is Gosh. And Lifflander has a Joker left as well. Dubois is done with his strategy. Kingsbury has 1 lap. 2 laps to go for the outgoing NASA Rallycross World Champion, Kieran Lifflander, in car number 20. It's crazy to think that 2 incidents, just 2 out of an entire season, whether it's heat race, qualifying, whatever, have caused this hole that he was in points. Barcelona and Brands Hatch. Gosh in second. Darnell in third. Lifflander Jokers. We take the white flag of heat number 2. 38.0 for the Joker lap. For context, 38.9 for Gosh. And as the track rubbers in, just exploring some lines for later on in the feature race. Here comes Darnell on Gosh. Nothing doing there. Into the bowling alley for the final time for the reigning NASA Rallycross World Champion, Kieran Lifflander. He will start on the front row of the grid next to McFarlane. That turn 1's going to be spicy later on. Over the jump, checkered flag. Lifflander wins heat 2. Semi-final bound is Carter Gosh, Josh Darnell, Eric Dubois, and Matt Kingsbury. It has been a story of Heat 2 victories for Kieran Lifflander. 6 of them this season, just like Evan. Heat number 3. Dallas DeBard, Robbie Kirtley, Jamison Leckenby, and Kevin Bolland. For our final heat race of the season. 2 Fords and 2 Subarus. Green flag. Off the line. Nobody necessarily gets a good start. Dallas DeBard in the second phase. Kirtley pinched with Leckenby in the middle. Kirtley to second. Leckenby third. Bolland in fourth. The newest first-time winner in the NASA Rallycross Challenge. Won earlier in the Contenders race in the 49. Leckenby had his podium in Knockhill. As is DeBard. DeBard clobbers the curb, pushes wide. Here comes Leckenby in the 51. It's a 3-way fight for the lead, and Kirtley goes. On the outside is DeBard. Can't make it happen. Kirtley to the lead. Car length between them. Gap is closed. Up the hill to the bowling alley in heat number 3. I'm still trying to figure out after all these years, Brian, is it beneficial when you crest the hill to the bowling alley as Kirtley and DeBard Joker, the other 2 stay out, is it beneficial to hit that grass like Brands Hatch? Does it stop the car? I don't think it does.
It helps a little bit, but I'm always of the opinion you want to have the car sideways before you're even onto the asphalt, and you kind of want the car slow and getting your revs up so you can drive straight off. I personally want as little wheel spin and as little
on the curb.
Goodbye.
He hit the
as
right
little traction
rear.
loss as you can have.
He hit the
like,
right
all that
rear.
sliding, not need it.
Yeah. DeBard did the same thing that Kevin Garcia did, but it was earlier in the corner. Clipped the curb. He still holds second, but Kirtley takes his second Joker. We talk about it all the time, and if you're new, once again, welcome in. And you think, man, I'm going to drive a WRX, and I'm going to drift, and I'm going to look super cool. It does look super cool, right? But you want to limit the slip angle. It's so tempting to flat-foot this. Leckenby fastest lap in the 51, 41.6. It's so tempting to flat-foot. DeBard and Bolland touch around goes Balland, and off the road goes the Contenders race winner. The point of my story is minimize wheel spin, and you'll be fast. If you want to do Gymkhana, rest in peace, Ken Block. It looked cool, but you're not fast at all. As Kirtley takes 2 laps to go. I would say, Brian, that these supercars, one of the most difficult classes on iRacing. Just because of the 4-wheel drive, the dirt, the asphalt, rally. I wish more people would drive Rallycross. It'd be a
they're up there
super
in
fun time. Here
difficulty.
comes
I feel
DeBard,
like,
sorry, Brian! They're not done! And DeBard bowls his way through. Leckenby and Balland. Everybody hitting everybody in this semifinal. Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, I feel like there's some of the more difficult cars. I feel like I can pick up most cars and be okay with them. At least keep them on track for the most part. I'm not going crazy losing many cars anymore. I feel like a lot of that has to do with being able to just keep these things under control.
As Robbie Kirtley, perfect run in the carousel for the man from Virginia. Once a Grand Prix winner in the NASA Rallycross World Championship, 2024A Crandon. When McFarlane and Lifflander came together, so he knows how to get it done as well when the pieces fall into place. We lost Jamison Leckenby. I think he broke the car in the bowling alley. He pulled off the road. But Robbie Kirtley heads to the final corner. And he will start third in the Sonoma Grand Prix, right behind McFarlane and Lifflander. Kirtley wins Heat 3. And to the semifinal goes DeBard, Balland, and Jamison Leckenby. We've seen some incredible driving tonight, but nothing can top the Knight Rider 2023B Robbie Larill. I'm still shocked, Brian, over that driving that we had. Session was set tonight, and Robbie apparently practiced in the dark. Very confused. Grid for semifinal A: Matthew Lindy, Dallas DeBard, Josh Darnell, Daryl Young, and Jamison Leckenby. And the top 3 from these semifinals will transfer through to the feature, so it'll be a 9-car feature race. Semifinal A in Sonoma. Green flag. They were held for quite a long time. Down in the first corner, Lindy, DeBard, Darnell on the outside. They touched Lindy and DeBard. Now it's side by side with Darnell and Lindy to the final corner to begin the first lap properly. Over the jump side by side. DeBard in third, and they nearly touch over the jump. Did Darnell and Lindy. Terrifying to be side by side with someone down to the first corner, especially with the fresh track for the semifinal round. Here comes DeBard in the 888. First bit of asphalt hit. Second bit grips him up, tries to get by, and he's still hanging. Is Darnell on DeBard? Not anymore. DeBard the second. Young fourth. Fifth Leckenby. Everybody close together on this first lap to the bowling alley. Darnell into DeBard. They both save it. And a stack up in the corner. Darnell gets hit by Young, gets hit again, saves it into the wall. Left rear's broken, comes across into Darnell, into Young at the end of the first lap. Dallas DeBard leads ahead of Lindy, Leckenby, Darnell, and Young. Those 2 cars, though, not in the best of conditions, Brian.
No, Young had all the opportunity to make the pass there. It kind of goes to show that maybe if you see a car crashing in front of you, let off the gas and don't full throttle into them. You might have a better chance at getting around. It looked like Young just kind of said, I see a car, and tried to gas through the incident and ended up hitting Darnell and making it worse for himself. Darnell gets to maintain P3, Young all the way to the back.
Darnell holds the transfer spot. Top 3 transfer out of this semifinal. Dallas DeBard leads. Lindy in second. Darnell in third. We saw some shenanigans yesterday in Phoenix in the lights race. Plenty of argy-bargy there and plenty of argy-bargy here. Jamison Leckenby fastest lap in the Ford Fiesta. Lindy's got a joker left. DeBard is done. Darnell has one left. Leckenby has not taken any jokers, and I'm curious to see how it'll look. He's got about 3 seconds to make up on Josh Darnell. I don't think the delta is that much. Lindy jokers, 2 to go. Leckenby takes his first joker. So now they're even on strategy. And for this transfers, Dallas DeBard fastest lap. Transfer battle has about a second, 8/10. Leckenby cuts potentially. He was all 4 off on the inside again. And that's so tempting, Brian. You think that I can cut just a millimeter more. You get that slowdown, it takes all the wind out of your sails.
Exactly. I mean, on this track, a lot of people slow down in the dirt. I don't know why. Right here where we're coming through, there's extra asphalt. A lot of people go wide there, and that's, in my opinion, the better option. You can take about a second slowdown and reduce it to about 3/10 if you go wide there. The sieve just goes, oh, okay, cool. You went offline. Good job. And we'll give you that, give you a little extra time back. I feel like slowing down in the dirt, you're not only compromising your lap time significantly, but you're giving up a whole lot of extra time you don't need to.
As Matthew Lindy through the bowling alley for the final time, Dallas DeBard in second. Third is Josh Darnell. They are holding the transfer spots and the bonus points in the semifinal here in Sonoma. Final corner, over the jump. Matthew Lindy, Dallas DeBard, Josh Darnell, first, second, and third. They transfer to the Sonoma Grand Prix. Best of the rest, Jamison Leckenby and Daryl Young. And Young and Darnell crashed at the end of the drag strip. I'm not sure if that was intentional or Young just locked up the brakes, but some contact was made. Semifinal B, Carter Gosh, Zach Goddard, Kevin Balland, Eric Dubois, Kevin Garcia, Matt Kingsbury. 6 cars in this one. And again, the top 3 transfer. And you've got some very aggressive drivers in this race. Green flag. Off the line, side by side, Gosh and Goddard down to the first corner. Balland sneaks his way from third to the lead. Can he take it? No. Side by side with Gosh. In the final corner to begin the first lap, loses the spot, and now battling with Zach Goddard. Down the straightaway, side by side, Kingsbury and Garcia. They are dueling for the 4th position. Down to the first corner as well. Dubois in the back of the field by himself. Up the carousel. Down the hill. Gosh, Balland. It's 3/4 of a second. Goddard a further 4/10, 3/10 back to Garcia. Kingsbury 2.5 Everybody close within 2.5 seconds. And we see who jokers. Garcia gets nudged once, nudged twice, loses the spot to Kingsbury, jokering his Balland and Gosh at the sharp end of the field, and Kevin Garcia sent it on the 21 of Kingsbury and broke the right rear on the man from Connecticut's car. Dubois
Let's go
and
look
Goddard.
at that whole incident again, Josh.
You can go ahead and take us through it if you'd like, Brian.
That was a wall. Oh my. Okay. Not quite sure. They were having an incident back here. Kingsbury pushing Garcia. Garcia's car getting loose. Hooks back up. Sends the gas. And that's an interesting way to make the turn, Josh.
I think he was a little upset, was Garcia on Kingsbury. Gosh leads at the end of the second lap. Balland, Goddard holding the transfers. Dubois in the 000, first man out. Kevin Garcia still rolling though, Brian, in the 505. Fastest lap for Balland, 41.2.
Yeah, I don't think he's transferring out of this race. 6 seconds back. Only one joker remains for him. I don't think he's going to catch Dubois on any sort of rotation with only 2 laps remaining. Goddard, though, looking to catch Boland. That's our closest thing to a battle.
They still have a joker. Goddard alternates, but he locks up the right front ever so slightly. White flag for Carter. Sorry, 2 to go for Carter Gosh in the 91. So Goddard's done with his strategy. And Balland has a couple laps to respond. If I'm Kevin, I say this every week, but I'm going to close up on the back of the 29 and steal the spot away with the joker rotation on the last lap. Dubois holding 4th. His strategy done.
See Garth in the chat saying Boland's killing it tonight. Boland really is. I think it's something like 2 to 3 a.m. for him, and he's been up late or got up early. Not sure which one it is, but he is holding his own in this Supercars field tonight.
As ball and jokers, he will be battling. Wow, there was no battle. He cleanly took the spot. I expected them to be side by side. And I was listening in to the interview that you were having with him, and to hear Buffy and Peter Lieflander on the Discord chat just telling him, focus forward, don't look out the rearview mirror, don't look at any of your timing boxes, just drive the car. Inside goes Goddard into the, no, he didn't hit the wall. He shoves Bolin wide. Bolin trying to over-under. Gosh is up front. He's going to win this semifinal. They still duel for the second spot. Don't get too argy-bargy. You'll lose the spot. Goddard to the inside. Takes the second spot. And Bolin third. They still transfer. Dubois, Garcia, and Kingsbury out in Sonoma. That was unexpected at the end of that one, as the grid is set for the final Grand Prix of the season. We're going to step aside for one last break, and on the other side, we go racing in Sonoma.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and
Side
holds
by
it.
side between these two in the terminal. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn 1, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McFarlane comes attack between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn 1, up Betty to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Robbie's going to hold his spot. The NASA Rallycross World Championship on ASN TV is brought to you by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap, no matter the track, car, or series. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams for more information. And thanks to Andrew Cardinale IV for camera support all season. And also by Alex Zabetti, producer of the official NASA Sim Racing theme music. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe to ASN TV, no matter the platform at ASN TV USA. I haven't said it once tonight, and I have to say it again. Can somebody DM Brian, ask him really nicely about the dark web domain? He PMs me, he calls me on my phone, he Discord calls me crying. Nobody's wanting the domain. I say, Brian, it'll happen one day, eventually. If you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone in 2026. Cross car, stage rally, rallycross, GT3 and Porsche Cup with our friends at SimCar. All the info is at nasasimracing.com as we welcome you back to the 8th and final round of the 34th NASA Rallycross World Championship with 2024B Lights World Champion Brian Sawyer in the production truck, and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, live on ASN TV. Some former winners of the Sonoma Grand Prix: Kieran Lifflander last season, McFarlane got 3 in a row, Alex Abetti, Luke Crouch, Jake Robertson, Austin Derbyshire, Connor Parisi, and some guy named Josh Mertz won a Sonoma Grand Prix. Who joins that list? Or is it Evan? Or is it Kieran? What are we thinking, Brian?
You know, Matthew Lindy really wants to win tonight. I'm going to give it to Matthew Lindy. Matthew Lindy's racing with a fire under him. I think Kieran and Evan are both kind of complacent with what they know their season is already. They know where they're standing. I think Matthew Lindy's got something to prove tonight.
As we will have 9 cars in this Sonoma Grand Prix. Unofficially clinching his 5th World Championship, Evan McFarlane. We'll call that when we cross the start-finish line. What could have been with Kieran Lifflander had we not had that incident in Brands Hatch or Barcelona. We have half of a flip on the flip counter and expecting something to happen. It's been a phenomenal season here in NASA Sim Racing. We started with cross car at the beginning of the year, transitioned to Rallycross, and we'll be having cross car again in the summertime before we are back for the NASA Rallycross Challenge in the fall.
No.
Warm-up is over. We've got Robbie Kirtley doing vehicular gymnastics as we get set to grid for this Sonoma Grand Prix. Kieran was 0.03 faster than Evan in warm-up. Matthew Lindy was a 10th away. So, who knows? Our grid for the Sonoma Grand Prix: Evan McFarlane, Kieran Lifflander on the front row, Robbie Kirtley, Matthew Lindy, Carter Gosh, Dallas DeBard, Zach Goddard, Josh Darnell, and Kevin Balland. Remember, Balland, the newest first-time winner in NASA Rallycross from earlier on. It's been awesome for this 34th season of the NASA Rallycross Challenge, whether it was Contenders or the World Championship. Thanks you so much for joining us, whether it was one race, whether it was all of them, whether you drove in one, whether you drove in all of them. NASA in 2026 has nowhere to go but up. 750 people in our Discord. It has been so much fun to watch. We get set for the 8th and final round, the Sonoma Grand Prix. Green flag in Sonoma, off the line. Curtly had a great start in the first phase. He comes across into Lifflander. McFarlane gets turned. Lifflander to the lead. Here comes Lindy in the 3. DeBard and Curtly door banging in third. Down to the final corner to begin the first lap. Lifflander goes wide, takes the spot. Lindy surges over the jump. Curtly, DeBard, Goddard, Balland, Darnell, Gosh, McFarlane at the back of the field now in the 0-4. Into turn 1. Car length, maybe 2. Lindy surges mid-corner, hip checks the 20, and put the Californian kid racing under the Filipino flag for the race lead. It's a couple car lengths from him to Lifflander. Lindy trying to close the deal and become a first-time winner in the NASA Rallycross World Championship. Couple of car lengths between them. I think he's apologizing to Kieran over the radio. Didn't want to behave like that. And Curtly sits in third. Who jokers on the first opportunity? Curtly does, locks up the right front and the left front in the Ford Fiesta. Put him to the lead. Dallas DeBard set on his first podium in Knockhill. He is in second. Where's the world champion? In the back of the field, staying out. Darnell passes Goddard. 4 cars under a blanket. Curtly, DeBard, Lindy, and Lifflander side by side in the carousel. DeBard has to back out of the throttle, Brian, as Curtly to the lead. Here comes Lindy. I wanted to give you an opportunity, but Lindy said absolutely not. I want to take the spot for second without the Joker rotation on DeBard into the bowling alley on the outside. Here comes Lifflander in the 20, hitting the 3 and forcing him wide. Lindy all over and loses some time there. Into the wall he goes in the 3.
Oof.
Jokering now.
There's little wall taps that will get you too. Sometimes the big contacts with the other cars, your car says, okay, no problem, but those little wall taps will destroy your vehicle.
Through the carousel, Curtly leads. Lifflander forced his way through on Lindy, and if I'm Matt Lindy, I'd be even more furious. Fastest lap for Josh Darnell. He ran a 41.0. Fastest man on the circuit on lap number 3. Robbie Curtly has 1 win in NASA Rallycross. It was Crandon 2024A, but he has the outgoing world champion behind him, Kieran Lifflander, car number 20. Car length between them. Lindy jokers again in the 3. The strategy's done. DeBard follows him in the 888. Put Lindy now to the lead for the moment over Curtly and Lifflander. DeBard and Lifflander battling for third into turn 1. DeBard has the preferred line, ripping the paint, ripping the curb. Lifflander trying the outside, and DeBard takes the spot on the world champion. DeBard's contact with Curtly. Incredible racing in Sonoma. And Lifflander under the curb goes Curtly. 2 for 1. What a move from Lifflander, sneaking his way into the wall, and they're all crashing in the bowling alley. Darnell in the 029 trying to take another spot. Everybody all over the track, Brian. This stuff is phenomenal in Sonoma.
Yeah, that was definitely an incident. I've seen one trying to almost go 3 wide through the transition there. Bound to happen. 2 wide's scary, but especially with another car right in the back. It was going to happen one of these laps. That's big news though for Matt Lindy. Slowing up Kieran just a hair last lap was a 43.8, which is about 2 seconds slower than he wants to be. So Kieran's got 1 more joker, and he's how far? He's 3 seconds behind Lindy. There's
a delta, 2-second delta. I don't know. Do you hear this? My house might blow away at the end of this race, Brian.
Is that your house? I didn't know if that was your house or if that was furniture being moved.
Nope, my house. It's loud. Halfway home in Sonoma, Matthew Lindy trying to become the 47th winner in the history of the NASA Rallycross World Championship. Side by side, Balland with McFarlane. They touch. Off the road goes the world champion. Here comes Goddard, forcing his way through on Balland. They touch, and McFarlane now trying to make a move. It is chaos in Sonoma to close out this season.
You know, Josh, before I had a decision to make when I was building this session, 11 car feature or a 9. I said it's been a little crazy these last few weeks. Let's give them 9, and we'll see. Well, that might be a little safer, but apparently not, because
Goddard.
There's a boxing match between everybody.
Phenomenal racing in the NASA Rallycross World Championship. Some of the best of the best in the dirt road discipline on iRacing. 4 laps to go. Let's get a race reset. Matthew Lindy, Carter, gosh, on the inside of Zach Goddard takes the spot. Goddard tries to respond. And Carter Gosh immediately apologizes, but Zach Goddard doesn't believe it, nearly sent himself into the 91. Lindy leads. Lifflander, Darnell on the podium, DeBard, Gosh, Goddard, McFarlane, Balland, and Kirtley. Kieran, and Matt Lindy says, Kieran, please, just for the one time, insinuating that he wants Kieran to pull over and let him win this race.
Oh, Matt Lindsay said this might be his last NASA race for at least the foreseeable future. He's got work. He's out of school now. He's got college. He's got, or whatever he's doing afterwards. He's got his job. He's just taking on a lot of responsibility. So he doesn't know if he'll be back next season.
As Matthew Lindy, reigning cross car masters champion, trying to get that first win in the NASA Rallycross World Championship. 2 laps to go. We stay focused on Goddard and McFarlane, the world champion, up to 6th in the 04. He's done with his strategy after the incident in turn 1. I don't know if he'll be on the podium. Lifflander pushing hard. You know Kieran Lifflander's not just going to pull over and give up a race win, especially with how the last 2 weeks have been, losing the red plate, and he will be losing the gold plate as things stand at the end of this race. I would say let's take a look at everything, Brian, but we would basically have to rewatch the entire race after this because it has been phenomenal, and Lindy hits the wall again. White flag. Lifflander second. Third, Darnell. Ooh, Kieran's got a joker left. What's the delta? The delta's a second and a half.
Yeah, I think that wall hit might make it really tight.
Through turn 1, Lifflander surging. The track is gripped up. There's 1.3 between them. This is going to be touch and go.
1.6.
Will we see a first-time winner, or will Kieran Lifflander score win number 23? It's hanging in the balance with a joker lap left. Josh Darnell, done with his strategy, sitting in third. Final couple of corners for Matthew Lindy, holding the spot. Lifflander turns to the joker. He might not retain the world championship, but he will exit the joker, steal the win at the line. Kieran's got it. Win number 23 for the South Carolinian in Sonoma. Lindy second, third Darnell, DeBard, and Evan McFarlane, a 5-time world champion of NASA Rallycross. Unbelievable for the kid from California. It has been a phenomenal season. DeBard and Darnell celebrating third and fourth. Vehicular gymnastics for Evan in the 04. And let's take a look at that classification as everyone burns it down at the checkered flag here in Sonoma. Are you changing the flip counter? 4.5?
Yeah, that's something.
Winning his 23rd Grand Prix of his career, Kieran Lifflander, the best possible consolation prize after losing the World Championship. Matthew Lindy second, Josh Darnell third, Dallas DeBard and Carter Gosh fourth and fifth. Evan McFarlane second all-time on the World Champion list, tying Hall of Famer Philip Kraus. And it's something that Philip Kraus never did, as we alluded to earlier, winning every qualifying, every seeding round in a season. Myself, Philip Kraus, we didn't do it, nor did some other names, Connor Parisi, Luke Kraus, that have gotten close to winning world championships. Goddard, Balland, Kirtley, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And just a reminder on the remaining cars, Jamison Leckenby and Daryl Young, Eric Dubois, Kevin Garcia, and Matt Kingsbury. And Lifflander burns it down despite finishing second in this championship. Let's see who we've got in the media pen. You all set, Brian? We good to go? Matt, it's Josh and Brian. You got us?
Yeah.
I know, buddy. You led from the start after that chaos, and we thought for the longest time that you were going to steal the win away, and then it was not to be at the Joker. I know there's a range of emotions. Talk me through your race, your season, whatever's on your mind, my friend.
Yeah, no. Season was definitely not what I'd hope it would have been. I mean, I could use more different words, but that would not be good. But like honestly, you think I feel like you guys would know the words that I would use, or the one word that I would use to describe this season, and it
Yep.
starts with an S, ends with a T. And just getting caught up in a lot of BS and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we're still able to put a couple of decent results. And yeah, no, that race start was definitely crazy. I was just expecting to follow Evan in front of me, and then all of a sudden, Evan's not in front of me. So I was like, all right. And then just try to play the Joker strategies right for clean air, and just hit my marks as the best I could. Definitely missed it a couple times, which probably would have saved me those 4 tenths that I lost out of. But yeah, no, this one will definitely sting. Definitely not the way I wanted to end or possibly end my time at NASA. Yeah, no, this definitely the closest I've gotten to a win. So yeah, that definitely makes it sting a lot, knowing that there's possible chance that I don't run the next season of this stuff. It's been an amazing since 20, what was it, 22, 23? I think it was 23 when I started running NASA. It's been an amazing 3 years. And Josh, Brian, you guys, your efforts do not go unnoticed. You guys are an amazing group of people. I know this interview is probably going on pretty long, but I'm it's still I don't normally do long interviews, but I'll yap for this one. You guys are like all the NASA admins. You guys are an amazing group of people, and I really, really hope this isn't how it's gonna end. I hope there will be another supercar season I go for, but yeah, no, it's definitely a good result. Uh, Definitely, I guess you could say happy with the result, but it still stings knowing that this was possibly my last shot at this.
It's bittersweet, and this will be, I guess, kind of cliche, right? But it's something that I guess it's therapy time with Josh and Matt in your interview. But you think about, if this is your last season, right? It's the door closing and the new chapter opening, and you don't know what will happen. You could potentially find yourself back here. You're super quick. You know how to get it done. But I know how frustrating it is. And Brian, I know he's working on other stuff, but he would agree. You get so close to winning that race, and you think that it'll all come together, and at the last possible moment, it gets snatched away. But what I've noticed is it'll happen when you're not expecting it, and it'll make it feel that much better. We're working on points, but coming into this round, I think you were third or fourth in points, and I know that's not the level that you want to be, right? But it's still, you're fourth out of, let's see, I'm looking at this sheet, 26 people, 27 people raced in a race this season. It's still impressive. One of the best on this discipline, and it'll happen, my friend. It's just a matter of when. I want to, before I toss it back to you to have you thank everyone, even though you kind of already did that. I want to thank you for having a good time with us. I appreciate the kind words from Brian, myself, from the leadership team. It's we do this to watch you guys have fun, and just it's fun to watch you guys at the best, the top level. I could go on as well, so I'm going to pass it back to you. Who else would you like to thank, if there's anything else, anyone else, for this season and this podium?
Yeah, but going back to those points, I'm pretty sure I entered in fourth, I think it was, and there was no chance of catching up to Carter. So I mean, this one was just hoping I could end it up with a win, and we got close, but yeah, no, this one will sting. Again, hopefully I'll be back. I mean, it's just an unknown stepping up to this next level in life, seeing how it's gonna lay out. Definitely not. I'm not gonna confirm or deny anything yet, but it's definitely looking pretty possible that this was my last one. But yeah, definitely sucks to end it with a second place. Looking for the first win after how many years it's been in supercars. But yeah, no, definitely wasn't the way I wanted this season to go. I put in a pretty good amount of time to be close. I was a lot closer to Evan and Kieran, and through race simulations, I felt very consistent, but kind of just throughout the races, I just really wasn't in some races. But yeah, no, I definitely felt like I improved my pace a lot this season to hopefully be that guy that battles up there with Kieran and Evan, but at the end of the day, this league is an amazing league. It's such a blast running it. And yeah, let me. I'm sorry for dragging this on so long. I'll end it with thanking a bunch of people. So first, I'd like to thank Mario for getting me into this amazing league. I mean, he got me when it was KES LLM, and shout out to Kingsbury and all those guys. Uh, definitely amazing group of people those guys were. So shout out to all of them. Shout out to Eric, James, all those guys, man, bringing me on board, bringing me on with an amazing family at Team Watson. Those guys are amazing. All the teammates there, Zach, Kevin, Josh, just other Zach. There's so many Zachs, there's so many Joshes in this community. It's insane. But all the Team Watson boys know who they are, and they know that I appreciate them so much. And yeah, no. Last man I gotta thank is Evan. Known him for 9 years now. Been like my duo partner, man. And amazing kid. He's gonna go far. He's gonna break those records, and wish nothing but the best for him. Thank you all the partners that have helped me along the way, and thank you to you guys. Thank you to Josh, Brian, and all you guys for putting on an amazing and fun league. I'll see you guys whenever for cross carts. Hopefully we'll get that one done.
I'm excited to see you back in those cars, my friend. Best of luck to you if I end up not speaking to you, but the track is always open for you, my friend, whenever you have time. So great run, and we'll see you around.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right. Let's pivot to Mr. Josh Darnell. We did it out of order because you were not in the media pin yet. P3. I asked Matt kind of the same thing because, as per NASA tradition, Mr. Darnell, it was chaos. Everybody's everywhere. Talk me through your race.
So, I guess we can kind of flash back to the, I believe it was the heat race, or it may have been the LC. I think it was the LCQ. Crazy contact. I'd like to give an apology to Daryl Young real quick, just to say sorry that I hit him off track. The car was completely out of my control, and maybe a little bit of a thank you for saving me there, Daryl Young. So I am sorry about that. I got rear-ended into Dallas, and just after that, I just couldn't, the car just would not grip. So LCQ, thankfully, I made it to transfer. And then during the feature race, I kind of just tried to settle into my pace and settle into my position. It was very chaotic, but I tried not to get myself caught up in that mess or target fixate. Josh, I'm going to be honest with you here. It's kind of a blur. It was anxiety filled. I know that when Dallas went wide coming into the last corner on lap like 6, huge opportunity after him and Kieran got into a fight. I thought I was going to be able to get Kieran, but started dropping off. And yeah, he was able to run away with it. I was hoping I could have helped defend Lindy a little bit. I guess I'm just didn't have that gas tonight for it. But it was all in all a good race. I'm happy for the second podium. I think this is my 3rd time overall being up on the podium. So yeah, a lot of fun. I thought it was a fun race. I thought the driving was kind of clean. Turn 1 shenanigans as always here at NASA. And I think every Rallycross series that exists.
Turn 1 is, Brian has said numerous times, turn 1 is the race. You're fighting to turn 1, fighting for that. I agree that it's a blur. I say it all the time. You got some chaotic racing. I can't remember what happened. I'm just watching cars go around the track, but it was phenomenal. Next thing you know, everybody's everywhere. If I'm looking, I'm looking at the points when we came in, as I don't have access to when we finished the race yet. Unofficially, you came in 5th in points. So it's still not a bad season as a whole, especially because you made this switch to the Subaru after all those seasons in the Ford. So I guess talk me through that. How much different was the Subaru versus the Ford for you this season?
So without a doubt, and it is a shame because my heart still lies with the Fiesta. I did have more fun driving that car. To me, it does feel sort of more like a traditional rallycross car, sort of from like the FIA rallycross. But the Subaru just has better drive. It has better grip. You get better traction out of the corners. With the Fiesta, it's almost like the throttle input isn't correctly or isn't mapped correctly. Like you don't feel like you're going anywhere unless you're above 50% throttle. And I don't know if that's because iRacing wasn't given actual Ford specs, which God knows why that didn't happen, or um, or what. Like I'm not sure why the Fiesta is so you have to be so picture perfect with the throttle around every corner. And if you mess, and with Rallycross, a lot of these tracks, everything kind of links together. So turn one can oftentimes set up your time for the entire rest of the track. There isn't a whole lot of time to kind of mitigate any losses you had throughout the race. So switching from the Fiesta to the Subaru, it's been eye-opening. I don't think I wasted time in the Fiesta. I feel like I learned lines really well, and I learned how to get the car sort of set up for entries and corners like that. But going to the Subaru, it was a learning curve for sure. And just to kind of echo your sentiment, thank you so much. I'm pretty proud of P5 as well. Wanted to improve, but that didn't happen this season. I ran into a lot of issues. There's been a lot of stuff going on in my life just in general. So I can't complain with P5. It was really fierce competition out there today. So, and all season. So it's great to see some new faces, fast drivers like Carter Gosh, Dallas DeBard, Matthew Lindy's getting even faster than he was. Zach Goddard's getting up there. Kevin Garcia just won Contenders. Shout out to him. But yeah, it was a very, it has been eye-opening switching to the Subaru. I cannot stress this enough. If you feel like you have the pace and you just aren't finding it and you're in the Fiesta, I hate to break it to you, but it's probably the Fiesta.
I'm sitting here and I'm hearing you say this propaganda about the Subaru. And
I'm
this is
sorry.
coming from I know. I love the Fiesta. It's so much fun. So much fun.
I never thought I'd be talking about the Subaru like this. I got to be honest. And every time I actually cover my face when I get out of the car. I don't want any photographs to be taken.
In GRC, the Subaru is the worst car, so it's very funny.
Fiesta supremacy. What can I say? I love that car. If it was just a little bit more competitive, that would be the car I would run. It cannot match the Subaru's overall pace. And it sucks. It really does. Because it kind of takes away from the sport, in my opinion. I hope to see a change sometime. I know that we're talking about doing some BOP stuff in the off-season testing to see if we can make it more in line with the Subaru. But I think it just comes down to the fundamentals of that car and how they built it.
It's been a long time since Ford has won a race. And that goes to show that the Subaru is a bit OP, and hopefully we can work on some stuff during the off-season. But in regards to your season, my friend, who would you like to thank for the podium and for the P5?
Give a shout out to Vance. He's always there for supporting me. Give a shout out to my mom, my dad, my brother, Alex. They're always supporting me. Shout out to TWRS, Eric Dubois, Evan McFarland, Zach Goddard, Matthew Lindy, Kevin Garcia. I don't know if I can say this yet, but also shout out to Dallas. He's been a lot of fun hanging out with and racing. And shout out to you guys, Mertz and Brian Sawyer. You guys put this on. Take time out of your busy schedules to do this for us, and it's always a blast, and the appreciation cannot be stated enough.
It's so much fun to do, my friend. So much fun to watch, and sometimes jump on track and have you talk about me kind of not knowing what I'm doing. But I digress. Great season, great podium. I can hear Brian laughing in his head as my house is about to blow away. So we will let you go, and we will see you around, my friend.
All right, guys, take care. Thank you so much for the season, and I can't wait to see you next season.
Of course, buddy. All right. Our penultimate interview is going to be a difficult one as well, Mr. Liftlander. Everything seemingly went your way until the last couple of weeks. You have a phenomenal high with the race win, 23rd of your career, but you come up short as the defending champion and lose out to Evan again. The floor is yours for whatever you would like to say, my friend.
Yeah, I don't really know where to start. I don't know, roller coaster of emotions. I had a feeling that I'd be in this position. I thought earlier today while at work, just you already know you lost the championship. Just go out and have fun. Whatever happens, happens. Definitely gonna try to win. Evan obviously said he's gonna try to cap it off with a win and tie me up in wins and go 4-4. But yeah, it didn't happen, and it was due to very odd circumstances and just a whole lot of let me actually stop there. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll start from about what happened in Daytona Short. Just flunked qualifying, and then there's just downhill from there. The couple weeks after that, or the week after, Daytona Short locked it up, hit Carter, got damage, went P2, lost crucial points to Evan, went to Brands Hatch, got ghost hit into turn 1 in the feature lap 1. And I think we should petition to get rid of that until it's fixed, because that was the turning point in the season for sure. Went down to P7, which is where Evan started, and then Evan went P1. So I definitely think I would have been able to win that, given how far back Evan had to make his charge through the field. And obviously he had probably a couple team orders and people just saying you can go on by. Or if not, he still had tremendous pace there. I did as well. Probably would have been a fun battle if I was up there. And then obviously won a knock hill. Went to Barcelona, sent it in a bit too late, and just wasn't there. Should just filed in behind Evan. Probably would have been a lot closer. And if this same result happened here tonight, and Barcelona was different, if I went P2, for example, I probably would have been able to cap off the championship. I don't know for sure. I doubt it, but can't change what's happened in the past, obviously, and can't really predict the future. Even though I did that earlier today with this and managed to come home with a victory. And yeah, I guess tonight, messed up qualifying, was just tight, hit the dirt in turn 1 on lap 2 and just never turned. Went in lap 3 and then sent it too hard, got on the throttle, was overconfident, and kind of stepped the left rear off track. Won the heat. Won my heat 2, went a faster 5-lap average than Evan, so I was pretty confident in the setup, went all 39s. I think he went a 40 and messed up. And was really confident for the future. I had to make a couple adjustments. Unfortunately, we weren't able to cap off the team championship on that side of things. Jonathan had no power, and unfortunately, where he's at, there was a generator that had to be swapped out, so he just so happened he couldn't make it, and it's on the worst time. It happened right as Supercar started. So, and then obviously Jameson got very unlucky, and he put in a lot of work. He had a new PB with our setup, and he was really fast, and just unfortunate turn of events. Just a lot of fast guys here, and you'll have that. Then going into the feature, knew I had to get a better start than Evan, and I practiced kind of wrapping the high side from P2 to get around him, and that wasn't the turnout at all. Got doored on the left side, and I steered back to the left to kind of cancel that out so I didn't get into Evan. I know, obviously, Evan does not have that much real estate on the bottom, and you never do at Sonoma, especially starting 3 wide and holding it that close of quarters. And yeah, just got doored and hit the brakes. I'm pretty sure at the same time, I'm still in the session here. I could look, but yeah, hit the brakes and just net coated Evan. Like it was like a foot, but either way, I think I was gonna hit him regardless. I think the netco might have done a little bit more damage than it should have been. And it was just hard racing after that. Got heavy damage by the same guy that doored me on the start. I think lap 5 or lap 6, and nearly took me out of contention to get the win. I think I moved the brake bias a little too much to the front because the rear was stepping out. I never got to adjust it. I was kind of focused on just trying to get Matthew and get the win. I knew he's gonna be pretty fast in that low line, and that's what TWS is wrapping. It's the attacking line, I guess, if you want to call it, for the worn out track. As you guys saw, I mean, Dallas DeBar just got straight to my inside from 2 crawling back right in front of my bumper, and that you'll have that. But I was able to wrap the high side, and for whatever reason, fresh track just appeared on lap 8 on the high side. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna throw it in here, and it gripped up very well, and I was able to run the bottom, hit like a 40.280. It was the quickest lap for me in the race, and had a bit of damage, a little bit of mental work up due to the start, and just kind of frustrated at the way everything was going. But I just kind of put that to the side, blocked it out, and just kept my head in it, and I was able to stay consistent enough to catch Linde, I think 3/10 or so a lap, and nearly messed up the Joker. And but was able to come across the line 4/10 ahead of him and take the win. So I mean, at least a positive to end off the season. But not the way I wanted to do it. Lost out of contention to both championships, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much else to say. Just frustrating from the season onwards. I mean, I got to thank everybody on the team, though. I'll thank more people when you ask me. But got to thank everybody on the team that's stuck with me. Carter's been putting in a ton of work. Same thing with Kevin. I mean, look at the run he made. He went P8, and he managed to qualify, run his main, run his heat, and then managed to make it to the supercar feature and place P8 from winning contenders. And I mean, props to him. Bro's improving tremendously. Same thing with Jameson and Daryl. Just unlucky tonight again. Obviously, after what happened last night, all the chaos there in lights. And yeah, I think that's about it for the recap of the season.
All right, buddy. Well, the second championship is as a defending one is always hard to do, and I always use the phrase the number one plate is immensely heavy, and I know you didn't run the one, but the phrase still remains the same. It's always hard. You get the first one, and to defend, it seems like nothing goes right. But the good thing is you get this off season, you have cross car, you can show up, have some fun, whatever, come back stronger and beat Evan. We have to motor along here, my friend. So you already kind of answered that other question I was going to give you. But either way, phenomenal season. Take this loss, regroup, rebound, and I know you can come back even stronger. So we will see you eventually, I would think, for Crosscar.
Mike was muted. Sorry. Appreciate it.
Of course. Records continue to fall, kid, and you've got your 35th seeding round win tonight, your 5th World Championship, second all time. You have to stop, okay? You're not going to break my records. I'm the best there ever was. I'm kidding. I know it's not the way you would want to win it, right? You are on pole position. You had that chaos down to turn one, but talk me through your emotions with how, first of all 8 seeding rounds, that, let me pivot. I'm distracting myself. Nobody's ever done that. 100% qualifying win in a season. Not Phil, not me, not anybody over the last 14 years. So talk me through your race, your season, whatever it may be, because the performance that we've seen from you, I think, honestly, is better than your other 4 championships.
Wow. Yeah, thank you. I don't know, this season, this Channel 189 Subaru just had some insane dig. We were able to get some good laps in for quality. I'm really proud about my quality pace this season. I improved a lot in my speed, and honestly, setups are great. Felt comfortable, and we made some great improvements. Yeah, this season was kind of like, it was very up and down. I honestly think my 24B season was better just because I podiumed like every single round. So we didn't get quite to get there, but on just terms of like pace and execution, I'm really proud of this season. Whenever I could, except for Winston was atrocious. I felt like I executed. Just had some bad luck at Atlanta with a bad start, and not kill wheel disconnected. Same with Brands, but we were able to come back from those, and yeah, just happy, glad to get this championship. Really wanted this win at Sonoma to get 4, tie up Kieran, and Sonoma's a really fun track to race, and I don't even think I've really raced Kieran straight up other than Charlotte, and he absolutely waxed me there. But it would have been fun to race him, but unfortunately, just Robbie came down on that start a bit. I came up a tiny bit, but I had a lot of. I feel like I left a lot of room and some netco there, and that just ruined the race. So that was really unfortunate. But we still got the championship. Still drove pretty good, and yeah, just really happy with how the season went, and I'm looking forward for the next one.
As much as I want to have 9 more questions, my house might be blowing away with this storm, so I have to pivot to one last question. Who would you like to thank for your 5th NASA Rallycross World Championship?
Yeah, of course. Just got to give all glory to God. Want to have this championship without him. Gotta thank guys at Channel 189, Track Racer, Dixon Flannel, Racecraft Academy, all the guys over there. The boys for letting me hang out with them. And yeah, thank you guys for this broadcast, and I'd like to thank my family as well.
Of course, buddy. It's an incredible drive to win all qualifying rounds, and despite the adversity of Winton crashing from the lead, and despite the incident at Knock Hill, you were able to steal the championship away, and car number 1 back on your car for next season. So congrats from all of us, and you'll be getting yet another trophy. So we will let you go and hopefully see you for cross car.
Yeah, we'll see. Thank you.
Of course. All right, Brian. I want to drink some water and watch my house blow away. Can you take a look at points? And just don't you laugh at me.
Absolutely. We can hear it. We all can hear it. We all can hear it.
I know. It's not as bad as last week. Go ahead.
No. All right. So, points coming out of this week. We knew it was going to be tight, but Evan McFarland, 229 points to Kieran Leflinder's 223, securing the championship with tonight's placement. Carter Gosh, 193 over Matthew Lindy's 185. Josh Darnell, 158. That makes the top 5. Zach Goddard, 154. Dallas DeBard, 139. Jamison Leckenby, 109. Daryl Young and Kevin Garcia round out the top 10. Over in teams points, TWRS takes the lead with 392 points to KLR Black Phantoms 380, winning their team championship. Channel 199 Racing 256, Control Z Racing 224, Aqua Storm 216, Team Dog Racing 139, Blue Thunder 134, Slapex 101, Pink Fury 90, and JC Simsport 81 points. For the manufacturers, Subaru, Ford, VW 263, 158, and 6. We'll hit the full schedule just so Josh gets a little more time to breathe. This Thursday, we got the SimCar Porsche Cup Series at Okayama. That's Alex Larson, Josh Mertz, and Ray Kingsbury, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then this Sunday, we're back for Sunday Night Lights Round 2 for the May season at Hell Short. That's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's also Alex Larson and Josh Mertz. I get a little break. For till the 17th. It's a nice break. That'll be fun. All right, Josh, your break's over.
I got a couple of tidbits before I close this. So, as we've talked about, Evan McFarland, second all-time now in titles, tied with Philip Kraus. TWR Subi Squad has broken the tie they had with Pioneers Revolution Racing for second in the Constructors Championship. They got 5 more to catch MRT. That's not allowed. I'm kidding. We will see if that one happens. And out of 18 seasons on iRacing, Subaru has won 17 manufacturers championships. It's so much fun. I'm gonna save my soapbox monologue until the very end. Let's go over some sponsors. I'll get a final thought and I'll go ahead and close it up. I just want to remind everyone, thank you, Brian. The NASA Rallycross World Championship on ISN TV, brought to you all season by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap, no matter the track, car, or series. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams for more information. And thank you to Andrew Cardinale IV for camera support all season. Also, with Alex Abetti, producer of the official NASA Sim Racing theme music. And I just want to remind everyone as well, if you have liked what you have seen all season long, be sure to like and subscribe to ASN TV across all platforms. ASNTVUSA.com. See, Mother Nature doesn't want me to be wants me to be done here in a minute. ASNTVUSA.com for any and all broadcasting information. And if you would like to join us in NASA Sim Racing, we have. What are you doing, Brian? You're dropping things and breaking things.
Yeah, a little bit.
NASASimRacing.com. Rallycross, cross car, stage rally, GT3 and Porsche Cup with our friends at SimCar. It has been so much fun with nearly 750 people a part of our community. You told me that 14 years ago, I would have called you absolutely crazy. But this community continues to grow. The racing continues to be phenomenal. Brian, what are you doing? I just get a laugh out of him. Oh,
I put my monitor back where it belongs. I'm sorry.
I need a final thought before you demolish your office, please.
That was a lot of fun. A lot of people might be unhappy with some of the feature race, but I thought that feature race was one of the most entertaining ones we've had in a long time. We were, I think, at lap 8 and we'd had so much beating and banging, and nobody had been fully knocked out of the race yet. Sure, a couple of the hits could have been a little softer, but I like that level of contact in Rallycross. It was a lot of fun to watch, and I'd love to see more racing like that.
I have to agree with you in regards to it was rough tonight, regardless if it was the contender split or the world championship. But it was fair. There were a couple of moments that were a pinch too far. Those will be handled, I assume, by the protest system. But other than that, that was some classic Rallycross racing at one of the original tracks here on the iRacing service. And Sonoma, such a tricky course to get right. And when you're a millimeter wrong, you end up in a phenomenal situation like this. So hoping that we have just as good of racing in cross car and with Rallycross next season. But we tried some things this season. We went back to Monday nights, and honestly, it's working out amazingly. I don't have to worry about being at my desk at 1 p.m. on a Saturday, which is cool. And I've said this every week, it's awesome to see the growth and development of this grid, whether it's guys that show up for the Light Series, progress to the Supercar, Contenders, the World Championship. It is truly, NASA is where the best on dirt road race, and it's some of the best stuff that I've ever seen, whether it's real or virtual. The checkered flag has fallen on the season here at Sonoma. On behalf of our entire production staff, my name is Josh Mertz. Thank you for joining us for this season's coverage of the NASA Rallycross Challenge. Congratulations to our Contenders winner, first-time winner Kevin Bolland, and our Sonoma Grand Prix winner Kieran Lifflander. I don't know how to read already. The thunder's distracting me. Along with our champions Kevin Garcia and Evan McFarland, 5 times a world champion in NASA Rallycross. Be sure to join us Thursday for SimCar in Okayama and watch Brian do some spins and some crashes. But for NASA, we'll see you soon for CrossCar. When? In a couple of months, nasasimracing.com for all information there. But for Rallycross, we'll see you soon. Until then, so long, everyone.